What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for week 11. We are here now in week 11 talking about the NFL, NHL, and so on. Now let's introduce everybody, starting with Tyler Huffnagel. Go on and say hi, Tyler.
What's going on, everyone? We're back for another week, week 11. Tough week last week. A lot of red on the card, not what we wanted, but we got some picks coming in this week. I love the card this week. I think we can make some money and get back on the plus side for the units. See what we can do here.
And next, we got Michael Mackey.
Yeah, guys, what's going on? Not the week we wanted last week, obviously, but it happens. You got to bounce back, and we're ready to go. Let's go.
Yeah, sometimes, you get those picks in there that just, we had a couple, as you said, bad beats. Titans beating the Saints by 2, as we had 2.5. My parlay, Colts, Cowboys money line. I looked great going into Monday Night Football. Rams didn't do good for any of us. You two with the spread, me with the money line. Me and Jesse with Bucks minus 9.5 losing outright to Washington, their first cover in 4 weeks. Just a bunch of bad picks all over. Think we can do it again, or hope we don't do it again this week. I think we got the picks coming for week 11, and I like this week's card. I really do.
Like they said, last week was not the best for us, but we're looking for a better week this week in week 11. All right, for our first game, Thursday night, 8 p.m., we got the New England Patriots at the Atlanta Falcons. We got the Patriots favored at minus 6.5, the money line at minus 295, and the over-under at 47. This is an interesting one. I'm really intrigued to see this one here. Do you think the Patriots can pull it off? The under is 5-0 in the Falcons' last 5 Thursday night games. And the Patriots have won 4 consecutive games and are looking for a 5th on Thursday night.
Personally, I like the Patriots here. They look like one of the stronger teams in the AFC. A lot of people are picking them to go far and maybe possibly win the AFC. Some people are even saying as far as the Super Bowl. I don't know if I'm that high on them yet, but Mac Jones has looked really good. He's certainly tightened up this Offensive Rookie of the Year race. I think Patriots go into this game on the road in a dome. Patriots are a very well-coached team, as everyone knows. They're only needing to win by 7 to the Atlanta Falcons. I'll take that spread all day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, the Patriots are definitely rolling right now. They've been a different team these past 4 weeks. Bill Belichick obviously doing his thing. Mac Jones is getting a feel for him. But I don't know. I can't get myself to take the points here. Maybe a little parlay booster. I definitely think they win this game outright, but I don't like that minus 7. So maybe a little minus 275 parlay boost action.
It's not a bad call, boys. I kind of agree with you. Tough to take the Patriots and the points here, Mackie. 6.5. It's either the Patriots are going to blow them away or they're not. Or it's going to be close. One of the two.
I like Patriots here. I really do. I like that spread. I'm surprised it's not a little higher. It's the fact the Falcons are home, but it's also the fact he's a rookie quarterback. He hasn't really. He's proven that he can play, but still a rookie. Still got to, go on the road in these tough environments as we move down the road in the week 11, and we'll see what he can do here on Thursday Night Football when the lights are the brightest.
And with that in mind, let's move forward to the next game, the Detroit Lions at the Cleveland Browns. We have the Browns favored at minus 11.5, the money line at minus 600, and the over-under at 43.5. The total has gone over in 4 out of Cleveland's last 5 games when playing Detroit. And Cleveland is 13-5 straight up in its last 18 games at home, so playing extremely well at home. Do you think they can take the 11.5 points and give it to the Lions?
I don't know here. This one's tough. Lions cover. They did last week, obviously tying the Steelers. But I don't know. Like you said, Cleveland's a different team at home. I like this over, actually, sitting at 43.5. I think the Lions can score maybe like somewhere around like 13 points or 16 like they did against the Steelers. Maybe if they can get that kind of offense rolling. I really like this over. I think the Browns can score enough. I don't know, really do the math in my head if it would cover the spread, but I'm more like that over, sitting at 43.5. I don't know about you, Mackie.
16 to 26 would be like 42 points, so that's right there.
Yeah,
But
that's what I mean. So like someone would end up covering on a field goal, but I like the over. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Browns are a good enough team to give 11 points. To give another team
That's what I'm
11
saying.
points.
It's a lot. That's a big spread.
Yeah, but I mean, they're probably going to win this game. The Lions just aren't a very good team. 11 points. I don't like it. I mean, yeah, I like the over. I think Jared Goff is a pretty good quarterback. I think he gets a lot more hate than what he should be getting, but
It's
I
just a
don't. I
tough
think he.
situation there. Like
Yeah, I mean, they
it
sent them
really
over.
is. That
They
team is just
could fucking
a dumpster
die,
fire.
and yeah, but Browns win this game. I like the over. I wouldn't take the points here. So yeah, give me over 43.5.
I like the over as well. Give me the over 43.5. It's going to hit.
It's gonna drop. It's gonna go to 43.
Wait for the drop, but take it. It's a
Yeah,
solid
that
hit.
half point is crucial.
It's an
Yeah,
interesting game.
it's looking like it's gonna drop, but that's one to keep your eyes on.
Absolutely. And another 1 o'clock game we got going on. The San Francisco 49ers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. We got the 49ers favored at minus 6.5. The money line at minus 295 and the over-under at 45.5. San Francisco is 4-1 against the spread in its last 5 games against Jacksonville. And they're 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games on the road. And the under is very prevalent in Jacksonville's last 8 games, hitting in 7 of those.
I think Jacksonville covers here. I don't know why. I mean, they came off a nice game last week against the Colts. They covered that spread. Niners, I'm not really fond of them. I don't think they're very good. That was a fluke win last week. But I don't know. Urban Meyer's getting a feel for the NFL. Trevor Lawrence is getting a feel for the NFL. I don't know. They're looking like a better team, a more all around team. So I'll take them on the points here at home.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I think, like you said, somehow I think Jacksonville can cover this game, but I definitely like 49ers to win it. It's another one. I like the over here, 45.5. It's looking like it could drop too. There's a lot of overs I'm liking this week. That's another. I just think this could be a high scoring game. 49ers looked good last week, putting up 30 plus points. I mean, if they can do it against the Rams, who's to say they can't do it against the Jaguars? And if the Jaguars can do, you know what I mean, get in the end zone a couple times or a couple field goals, you're looking at 45.5.
I like the philosophy there. I think it's another possible over. It's, lower for this week at 45.5. Or there's a couple 43s, 43.5s, 45s. I don't know. I think I might like 49ers to take the 6.5 here. It's at even money, so maybe just the money line as a parlay booster like you guys were talking about.
You put that with like 2 other things, it won't be that. It will be a decent return.
Yeah, I agree. Alrighty, next 1 o'clock game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Buffalo Bills. Got the Bills favored at minus 7.5. The money line at minus 330 and the over-under at 50.5. The over is 5-1 in the Colts' last 6 games as road dogs. They're bringing that streak into Week 11 against the Bills here. Going 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 road games as well.
I think the Bills killed them here. The Bills have covered how many games in their past so many weeks? Like they've just been when they win, they've just been covering. It seems. I mean, I know they lost to Jacksonville. Like, forget that game. That's not going to show their real identity. This team is a Super Bowl contending team, and I just think Josh Allen can hang 7.5 points on Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, the Bills have a 6-3 record, and they're 6-3 against the spread because they either blow teams out or they lose the game outright. And I don't see them losing this game to the Colts. Bills are just too good. They've lost too many games in the beginning of the season to just throw away games like this. So Josh Allen's gonna take this serious, drop a 50 bomb, and then move on with his day.
Yeah, I like, and this looks like it could drop too. This could go to 7. So wait on this one. I like Bills with the points here.
Can't disagree there. The Bills are 10-1 straight up in their last 11 home games. and 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games at home against Indianapolis. That being said, let's go to another 1 o'clock game. Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. Dolphins favored it at -3.5, money line at 174, and the over-under at a solid 45. The over has cashed in each of the Jets' last 6 games. And the Dolphins are 6-0 straight up in their last 6 games against the Jets. Actually, another interesting one I found. The Jets have lost 9 straight games against divisional opponents.
Yeah, well, I like Jets up until all these stats, but I don't know. Dolphins are not good, and you're going into New York. You're used to playing in the warmth, and then you just got to go play in the cold. I don't know. It's such a shitty game. I guess take the Jets, but not much else to really say. Dolphins are 1 and
I like
4
the
on the road this year.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Dolphins here. I think when this goes to 3 and gets kind of more down to a tighter spread, I think I like Tua to go win on this game on the road in a divisional matchup. But like you said, not much to say about this game. I don't like that over-under 45 with these two offenses. And I don't feel too good taking Miami money line at -170 by itself. So, kind of, if you like it, you like it. But this will not be really anything I'm going too crazy on.
Gonna have to agree there. Not a lot to say about this game, like you said, Mackie. This next game, though, is very interesting. The Washington football team at the Carolina Panthers, 1 o'clock game with the Panthers favored at -3, the money line at -168, and the over-under at a solid 43. A lot of under stuff here for both teams. We got under in 4 out of the last 5 Washington games, under in 5 out of the last 7 Washington games on the road, and under in 5 out of the last 6 Carolina games at home. Low over-under at 43.
Yeah, is that line 3 or 3.5?
3.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Panthers here, but actually, fuck the Panthers because they've lost us a lot of money. So I can't really bet on them. But if I was to give advice, I would definitely say bet on the Panthers here.
I like Panthers to win this game outright. I don't know if I'd take the points.
Yeah, I don't know.
Washington covered and won outright last week. They're not going to do it again.
Yeah, and this Panthers team looks a lot better than they used to. Huge convincing win last week against the Cardinals on the road too.
Cam Newton under center.
Yeah, I love that. He looks so good back in that jersey.
Yeah, you can't forget that. It's not Sam Darnold under center anymore. It's Super Cam.
It's not even Cam. It's PJ Walker.
I don't know. This spreads. It's just because Carolina's home here, but I'll take Carolina.
Alrighty, and next up we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Chicago Bears. We have the Ravens favored at -4.5, the money line at -230, and the over-under at 45. A lot of unders in this one as well. Chicago under in their last 6 of 8. Under in 17 out of their last 23 at home. And for the Ravens, under in 6 out of the last 7 games on the road. So do you guys think this is going to be a low-scoring game? Who do you like here? What are you thinking?
I think the Bears cover here, but they're such a bad team. It's hard. I don't like putting my money on them. The Bears are 2-2 at home this year, as opposed to 1-4 on the road. So they're obviously better at home. Whole different team, but also it says that Lamar Jackson is questionable with an illness. I doubt he'll sit out, but being sick in the cold in Chicago, that could be a factor.
4.5's tough. It looks like it could go even deeper, maybe 5. I don't really like the over-under on this kind of game. This is a must-win game for the Ravens. They're with losing last week, the Steelers tying. They got lucky with the Steelers tying and not gaining a game. Or not gaining a game, but catching them by a game. But I think it's a must-win game for the Ravens. But I'm with you. I think I like the Bears maybe.
That division is so tight. Every game is a must-win game at this point. because any team that wins just gains a step. Every single team is in contention right now.
Yeah. That's why that tie was so big. It was only big because those Cleveland and Baltimore lost. Like if we would have lost that game, it would have just been, you know what I mean? Like that really would have been huge because that was an opportunity. It was big because we could have got a win and gained it, but I mean, you got to look at it for what it is. We didn't lose, you know what I mean?
And in that division, it's going to come down. That tie is either going to be the reason you make it or you don't make it into the
That's what I
playoffs.
said. I said that tie could kick Cleveland out of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge tie, especially in that division. There's no way it doesn't become a factor.
Ravens are 12-0 straight up in their last 12 games against NFC opponents. And 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games is the favorite.
It's an interesting stat.
Yeah, that is.
So, do you think they win by field goal?
Justin Tucker last second field goal. Yeah, I could see that.
I think that might be my call there.
It's another 66-yarder.
That'd be insane. Another one.
Make it dramatic.
All right, next we have the New Orleans Saints at the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the Eagles favored at -2. The money line at -130 and the over-under at 43.5. The Eagles have lost their last 5 home games, and the total has gone over in 5 out of New Orleans' last 6 games.
Yeah, me and Huff have been calling the Eagles games all year, or we're on a little stretch here. Going every game that we bet on the Eagles, and we've been hitting. So I don't know. I like the Saints here +2.
Yeah, I'm
I
right
really
with
like
you.
this. I really like this play.
I think Saints
think-
go into Philly. I think, like you said, the Eagles are not the same team. I mean, not even the same team on the road they are at home. They're a terrible team. But they're brutal at home this year. I think that has something to do with the scumbag Philly fans rooting them on. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
it's hard to play
Shout
in
out
front of a
Jimmy.
bunch of just shitty people like that. But you gotta love that one's for Jimmy Beal. I might get a text
shout
about
out,
that one.
shout out.
That's
Jimmy
for
Beal.
sending me a selfie at 3 a.m. on Mackey's phone.
Yeah, unacceptable, Mr. Beal.
But
That's
yeah,
great.
on that note, I'm gonna fade your Eagles too. So give me Saints +2.
Yeah, fuck your Eagles.
I like that pick, boys. Saints +2. Give me the over in this game as well, honestly. I'm thinking
Ooh,
it's
nice
going to be
pick,
a
Jess.
43.5. That's another one that could drop. I like that play though.
I'm liking it. If you can keep it and follow it on the down slope, take it as low as you can get it. 43.5. Alrighty, in the next game, we have the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. We have the Titans favored at -10, the money line at -450, and the over-under at 44.5. Tennessee is 5-0 straight up in its last 5 games and 5-1 against the spread in its last 6.
I don't know what I like here. Titans are a really good team. Obviously, they're at home here against a bad Houston team. 10 is a tough number. I don't know. Titan with no Derrick Henry too. Keep in mind, like that's the tough thing. That's the only reason that's keeping me away from hammering Titans -10 is they just don't have their best player.
Yeah, Derek. This is the type of game where like Derrick Henry, it'd be a 7-point game with like 4 minutes left, and Derrick Henry would have like an 86-yard touchdown to cover the spread. You're not gonna get that without Derrick Henry. I don't know. This is a tough game. There's a lot of tough spreads this week. Titans without Derrick Henry are not a team that covers spreads, in my opinion. So I wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. And they would have. They would have covered that spread last week with Derrick
by
Henry.
half point. He's a believe me. He'd at least have had a touchdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If not contributed to a field goal with how many rushing yards he would have had.
Yeah, it's just a tough beat last week on the Titans. So until Derrick Henry is he out the whole year?
No, like mid-December, they say, early December.
Well, if he's back soon, I will not be betting on them until he's back.
I mean, that's a very valid point. That's like they don't have their best player. It's that simple. And all their receivers have been questionable all year, but they've been winning games. Like, you had them against the Rams. I absolutely did not like that pick, but you just went with the trend, and it hit. Like, that trend is hitting.
Yeah,
So
yeah, big time.
you can't be mad at that. But Titans -10 here. I don't know if I'm loving that. Give me Texans +10. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
I don't know, I'm just like bullshit talking about it. I'm not gonna bet it, but for sake of the
I like
conversation,
it. I like it.
I'll take Texans.
I love it. Yeah, give me the over while you're at it. 44.5. Yeah, love it.
And next we have the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. We got the Packers favored at -2.5, the money line at -126, and the over/under at 49.5. Green Bay is 5-0 against the spread in its last 5 games and its last 5 games on the road. And the total has gone under in 6 out of Minnesota's last 7 games when playing at home against Green Bay, as well as 4 of Minnesota's last 5 games at home.
I think any time I've ever bet on a Vikings game, I haven't hit it.
This line is straight mocking you. I swear to God.
That's what I'm saying,
He's sitting
dude.
here telling you.
Like, I want to do Packers.
He's daring you to take that 2.5
Yeah.
because he knows that they're gonna win by 2. I don't know. Every time I bet against the Vikings, I feel like I lose. They're such a sneaky team. Like I feel like they're so shitty, but I don't know. Justin Jefferson's a beast.
Their offense is good.
I obviously like the Packers -2.5, but it's dangerous waters.
It's
I don't know if
it's
I'm
the kind of
ready
game
for
where
that.
you like the one side so much, you might just have to think about why you like it so much, and maybe the other side makes a little more sense.
Whenever it seems too good to be true, it is too good to
Yeah,
be
that's
true.
what I mean. Like right here, I'm like Packers -2.5. Yeah, they're gonna win this game by 10, and then I'm gonna check the score 10 minutes into the first quarter, and the Vikings are gonna be up 10-3.
It's just because this is a divisional matchup, and it's they've played each other so many times in Minnesota. You figure Minnesota's going to take one from them, but I don't know. It's tough.
I'll take Vikings +2.5.
Jesus Christ. Because you already know 90% of the money is going to be on Green Bay, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe a movement. You can get maybe some good money out of the Vikings if Huff's
Yeah,
theory
just fade
lays
it.
up. Alrighty, moving forward, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Las Vegas Raiders. We have the Bengals favored at -1, money line at -120, and the over/under at 50. Cincinnati is 6-1 against the spread in its last 7 games against Vegas. And Vegas is 7-1 in its last 8 games when playing at home against Cincinnati.
I feel like they messed up the line here. I feel like the Raiders should not be underdogs.
That's what I'm saying. I like the Raiders here. If it's a pick 'em, the home team should be the favorite.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it should be like a -2.5 spread for the Raiders.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll take Raiders to win this thing outright. Forget +1.
They're definitely a better team at home. Didn't really show it last week, but they are.
Yeah. And the Chiefs are starting to get things clicking again, so I mean they're finally, but we'll see if it's too little.
3-game win streak. Kevin Hunt's starting to look a little more like himself.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's just that defense, dude.
yeah, I like the Raiders to win this thing outright here a lot.
Yeah, I might have to put this in my play.
I agree big time. Give me Raiders at home. Definitely taking that money line +102.
This is another one. It's like why are the Raiders underdogs at home?
Because that division's also so tight. They're fighting. I mean, so is the Raiders, though. Raiders are still
That's what I
fighting for
mean.
that.
They're in just a tighter race
Both
as the
divisions.
Bengals. You know what I mean? This is just a must-win game
It-
for them at home.
It's literally like the same situation for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Raiders.
And next, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. We got the Cardinals favored at -2.5, the money line at -126, and the over/under at 48. Arizona is 5-0 against the spread and straight up in its last 5 games on the road. And the total has gone under in 6 out of the last 7 Seattle Seahawks games.
I really wanted to say Seahawks plus 2.5. You just said they're 5-0 on the road against the spread this year.
Correct.
Say again. What was that stat?
Arizona is 5-0 against the spread and straight up in their last 5 games on the road.
The last 5 games.
They're also straight up 5-0 at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks are 1-3 at home. I don't know. Seahawks just aren't it this year. I don't like them. If Kyler Murray plays, definitely Arizona. No matter what the spread is, I really wouldn't even think about it.
I'm thinking this is Russell's first game at home. Divisional matchup, I think. I don't know. That's a tough game. Seattle's defense is still ass. Arizona's banged up. Like you said, divisional game. If this was +3, I'd definitely go Seattle, but it's 2.5, so that's tough. Give me Seattle. Give me my boys.
Yeah, you gotta ride with them.
I don't think that's a bad call. I don't know if Arizona's going to keep that trend going. We'll have to see what happens there with that 4 o'clock game on Sunday.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
Alrighty, and next 4 o'clock game, we have the Dallas Cowboys at the Kansas City Chiefs. Got the Chiefs favored at -2.5. The money line at -142, and the over/under at 56.
So we're gonna start to wonder if the Chiefs are back against the team that's been covering in the Cowboys.
This is their test to see if they're actually back. Even if they lose this game, if it's like a good game, like a 3-point game, 2-point game, that'll prove the Chiefs are back. I mean, Dallas is definitely a top 4 team in the league, I would say. So this should be a really good game.
Yeah, and
I like Dallas with the points.
It's looking like it's going to go to Kansas City -3, so I like Dallas, so maybe I'm going to wait on this one.
Yeah, especially with the 3. I mean, I think this could come down to a last possession, but I don't know. I'll ride Dallas.
I think this is going to be another exceptional game. Both teams doing great as of lately. Dallas 8-1 against the spread in their last 9, 7-1 straight up in their last 8. Kansas City 18-4 straight up in their last 22 at home, and 4-1 straight up in their last 5.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
It's going to be really good. I'm very excited for it. Alrighty, and next we go to the Sunday primetime game, 8 p.m. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers favored it at -5.5. The money line at -235, and the over/under at 46.5. Pittsburgh is 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games when playing on the road against the Chargers. 4-0-1 straight up in their last 5 games. And the under has hit in 6 out of the last 8 games for the Chargers at home.
Yeah, I mean, you know the trend at this point with the Sunday Night Football. The underdogs, or not the underdogs. Yeah, the underdogs have been covering. I love it here again. I mean, the Steelers is definitely a game where the Steelers at least cover spread and maybe even win outright. They did come off a tie last week against the Detroit Lions, but the Steelers are such a team to do that and then come back and
kick the
beat a team
Chargers'
like
ass
this.
on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, exactly. Should make a statement. Big Ben's back. I don't know. What do you think of this? I like the Steelers.
I don't know what the status of T.J. Watt is after leaving that Detroit game in the third quarter. And my opinion is if he doesn't go down in the third quarter, he makes 2 plays throughout the third or fourth quarter. We don't even see overtime. I think the Steelers win that game. But
that's a huge loss. Yeah.
So I think just like that going into this game, that's going to be huge. Whatever his status is, I know. I always get the Bosa's confused. Which one's on the Chargers? Joey?
Joey, yeah.
Yeah, Joey.
Nick is
Joey
on the
Bosa is in COVID protocol.
TJ Watt did not participate in practice Wednesday. He's still listed as questionable on ESPN.
Yeah, Bosa's out. So that's a huge loss for the Chargers. But It's looking like Steelers are still going to be without Claypool, I believe. They said that was a multiple week injury whenever that happened last week or 2 weeks ago at this point. But I think TJ Watt's a big questionable one here. If he plays, I love the Steelers plus 5.5, but I like it before, but I do think he's supposed to play.
I think I see TJ Watt playing, and I agree with you there, Huff. Plus 5.5 is a good bet. I think come Sunday, I'm probably going to be looking at it and be like, why not throw a little bit of money on the...
Ben Roethlisberger could be out of this game.
Really?
Yeah.
He could be what?
Ben could still be out of this game. ESPN has him ruled out right now.
Oh, that's not good. Well, with Mason Rudolph, I don't like it.
Coach Mike Tomlin said Tuesday that Roethlisberger does not need to practice this week in order to play in Sunday's road game against the Chargers.
I don't think he does either. I have faith in my quarterback. I think he should play. Steelers plus 5.5 if Ben plays. And TJ Watt.
Yeah, I agree. I think TJ Watt's a huge factor as well.
Minka's out.
I still wouldn't fade the trend, though, so if they don't play him, or if they don't do it, I don't know if I'm being up at the Chargers. I don't know if I can fade that trend.
Yeah. I mean, the line will also move drastically.
Yeah. It'll go like Chargers, like 8.5.
Yeah, and then at that point, I don't even want to touch it.
Yeah, that's the worst spread in football. I hate that.
Totally agree with that. Alrighty, and finally our Monday night game, prime time, New York Giants at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers favored it at minus 11, the money line at minus 550, and the over-under at 49.5. Total has gone over in 5 out of the last 5 games against these clubs. And the Giants are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games when playing on the road against Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Mackie, you want to start here because you're the reason why I like my pick, so go ahead.
Yeah, I love the Giants plus 11 here. I mean, Tom Brady against the Giants, we've seen it actually only twice, but he doesn't beat the Giants. I don't really know what it is.
He's gonna beat.
I think he's gonna
beat the Giants. He's just not gonna cover 11.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Giants outright. What is that money line?
420
plus 400. Plus 400. Nah, Bucks lost to Washington last week.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
you can't fade the Bucks money line 2 weeks in a row.
No. Yeah, but I do like the Giants plus 11. I think they cover a spread here. They're pretty good at covering spread anyway. So.
Yeah, I like Giants plus 11 here a lot, actually. You talked me into that. The Tom Brady thing against the Giants, it's just like, I don't know, it's just, you can't fade that. It's 2 Super Bowls. It's not like we're talking about like a regular season record.
You
That's
can't just
2
act
Super
like
Bowls.
it didn't happen.
Yeah, like you can't just forget it. It happened. That man would have 9 rings if it wasn't for the New York Giants.
Could you imagine? Eli Manning is the reason he doesn't have
9 Super Bowl rings. And Nick Foles. Good job, guys. That's it. That's a slate.
It's a decent slate this week. I'm very excited for the team card as well as the individual cards coming up soon. Anything else to say here, boys, about this week?
Let's see what we got here. Stay tuned for the picks. I think we got something cooked up for you.
Alrighty, now it's time for the team card as well as the individual cards, going over each and everybody's plays here at the podcast. We're going to start off with the team card, rolling off with Saints plus 2 at a minus 110, a Raiders money line at a plus 102, Cowboys plus 3, we see movement there, and Steelers plus 5.5, half at minus 110. Huff, you want to read yours off?
Yeah, I only got 2 picks right now. As usual, stay tuned to the Instagram later in the week as the player props come out and all the other things like that, and I start to mess with my teasers and things like that. But the picks that I do have for you right now that I like this week. Tomorrow night, we got the Patriots minus 6.5. I love it against the Falcons. I think Mac Jones can do it for me. And I love over 43 in Browns and Lions.
Take it away, Mackie.
We like it, Huff. I went with the Jets again this week. I got them with the points plus 3.5. And then I got the under 48 in the Seahawks-Cardinals game and the under 45.5 in the Jags 49ers game.
For us all saying that we don't like over-unders, each of our card has one this week.
Yeah, I'm starting to get into it. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I am too. Like, they are starting to be more playable for me. I just, like, I don't know. I really like that over that I took, and I was looking at your unders. That Seahawks-Cardinals, that Seahawks last week, 17-0.
Yeah. See, well, in the NFL, you got to bring in like weather becomes a huge factor in the NFL with like the over under. So when it starts to get colder, obviously those plays come a lot more into action.
I agree. And coming into these late games later in the season here, some of these spreads getting so large this week, not as much, but these over-unders are becoming more and more pleasing as they're more intriguing to play. For myself, I have over 43.5 in Browns Lions and over 43.5 in Saints Eagles on my card. Looking for 2 good overs there. I'm excited for this week, boys.
Yeah, I only took my only spread being Patriots -6.5. That's not to say I didn't like the card this week. We just had 4 absolute underdogs that I loved giving or 3 underdogs I loved giving the points to. If you want to give the Raiders +1, go ahead. You might as well take the money line. I love the team card this week. I love all those underdogs, giving them points. I think I can see them all winning outright. Just take the points and be safe with it.
Let's have a good week, boys.
Yeah, I agree. I think we got a nice slate this week. I think we could bounce back here.
Yeah, it's a big bounce back week, and you never want to you don't want to reach. But I mean, the card this week is just I really like it. I like all of our picks, team card. I mean, just individuals. I mean, I really like them all. So, hoping for a big week. A lot of green on the card at the end of the week. Come Monday morning, Tuesday morning, and yeah, stay tuned for anything else that any of us might add for sure. All right, yeah. After the picks, anything else we want to get into before we send them off?
College football made me a lot of money on Saturday. Matt Corral, he looked really good for Ole Miss. Who are they playing? Texas A&M. That was a big ranked matchup. Do you have any college football bets this weekend?
Yeah, Saturday. I liked Michigan with the under. That was a good play. Took them together on the same game parlay. I really like that. I don't know. Who was the other one that I was telling you? Auburn. They just blew that huge lead. That was a tough one. I had them in a parlay. It was the last leg of, I think, a 4-legger. It was a tough beat, but it was like
such a shitty breakdown.
Yeah. I had their money line, too. I didn't even take the points. I did a 4-team money line parlay, and I just took the money line.
What was it, a 28-3 lead that blown at home?
Dude, it was ridiculous.
That was a bad.
Every time I was, like I told you, I was at the casino watching that game, and there were so many games on. Like I was at the point I was like, oh, sick, Auburn's up 28-3, good pick. I kept saying it to my cousin. I'm like,
you don't
even
look at it anymore.
Yeah, you don't even look at it. You're like, oh, it's 28-3 at halftime. Sweet, good. It's gonna be 48-6. You know what I mean, or whatever. I look back at it. My dad grabs me. He's like, dude, Auburn's losing. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I've been watching every time Mississippi State got the ball, they scored. That was a bad, one, but yeah, there was
Auburn's
a couple other ones that were good. There was a lot of good games on Saturday.
Yeah, nice slate this week. I like betting on college football. I feel like it's fun to bet on. It's just tough because they're not actually like professional athletes, So like you're betting on kids that are pretty much younger than you and they don't even really get paid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're just like, you know what I mean, college kids. Like
they're just college kids. Yeah, exactly. Going to class just like you did.
Yeah, just like you are.
Yeah, exactly.
You do go to class, right?
So here and there. You can't make them all, obviously.
This week, I don't know. I like Wake Forest on the road at Clemson. Clemson's just been a garbage team this week. Wake Forest been look good. After that, they lost that shootout. They just have a terrible defense, but I like Wake Forest plus 4.5.
Yeah, their defense is so ass. But like, I don't know, that offense makes up for it. What is the spread on that game? I actually really like Wake Forest.
Plus 4.5, Wake Forest.
No way! Come on.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a reason for that because Clemson isn't even like acknowledged anymore. They
fell off. They fell off ESPN's face of the earth for this season. What do you think about that? What do you think about
insane.
What do you think about our West Virginia Mountaineers at home against the Texas Longhorns? Potentially the last time Texas ever comes to Morgantown as a divisional matchup. Or a conference matchup.
Oh my God, dude! Texas is 0-5 in their last 5 games. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
this team wants to go to the SEC because the Big 12 isn't good enough.
In
That's
West
funny.
and
They
they're
just
and
lost
they're underdogs going into Morgantown. They want to go play Bama.
Yeah, it's unreal. They just lost to Kansas, who got their first road conference win since 2009.
I didn't know that. That's ridiculous. I knew they lost to
That is
Kansas. I didn't know that stat. That's insane.
that is an insane stat. That's their first road conference win in 12 years.
That's wild.
And it's to Texas, the big and bad Texas.
Give me the Mountaineers -2.5 at home then.
Horns down, motherfucker.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck Texas. I love the Mountaineers at home. There's a couple other good ones. See if Pitt can keep things rolling against Virginia, divisional or a conference matchup. I keep saying divisional like it's pro conference matchup. Maryland, Michigan. There's a lot of good games this weekend.
Yeah, I saw a stat. It was like, I'd have to go back and look, but it was somewhere along the lines of Maryland being like 0-9.
Yeah,
their
Maryland was
last
0-7 against top. What was it? 5 teams when facing the
No,
spread.
I think it was ranked. I think it was just ranked teams. I don't know.
I remember.
I don't even know what I saw it on.
It was top. I know the stat you're talking about. It was because I bet it last week. I took Michigan State
against Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I saw that stat, but it was definitely like going against Maryland and Michigan State, or Michigan's -14.5, I think, this week. So
yeah, like
keep
last
that in
week.
mind.
Yeah, I saw that stat last week, and I was like, all right, give me Michigan State -12.5. They won out. They won 40-21.
Yeah, I like Michigan State too. They have a nice team.
Yeah, I just hate those jerseys they wear with that neon green state across their chest. That is so ugly.
Yeah. I know off topic, we're going to the NHL now, but how about those Rangers, dude?
Yeah,
Might be a little biased, but they're looking real good.
Well, they're in first place. I mean, or no, they're not in first place right now. They
mean,
have 10.
only,
dude, they're 10-3-3.
Yeah, dude, they're in second. I mean, obviously, Hurricanes probably the best team in the league right now are in front of them, but
yeah,
how about the Caps 10-3-3? Look good. The boys look good.
I mean, Penguins falling apart lately. Crosby been out with COVID. I mean, still not really able to get things back on track on this past Tuesday, yesterday against Buffalo. But I wouldn't count the Penguins out yet. I think with Malkin coming back in about a month or so, they keep saying maybe 4 weeks to a month. It's about the same amount of time to me. But I think when Malkin comes back and things start clicking on this team, it really depends on the goaltending. As we said last year, going into the playoffs, and we saw how that treated us, getting our ass kicked by the Islanders. But Jari just the past couple weeks hasn't looked too good. Anytime we go into a shootout, I'm not confident because he is too. You're a goalie, dude. Watch the Penguins in a shootout and watch how deep Jari is in his net. He gives the whole net.
When you're like good enough, you could do that. So Lundqvist used to sit so deep in his net, and it worked for him. He was so good at it.
Yeah.
He gave him that extra second to react to it because he was just so big in that net. But I don't know, Jari's not good enough to do that.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He sits like his heels are on the goal line. I'm like, dude, come out.
Especially not in a shootout. Like what?
Yeah, like there's no one between you and him. He can literally stick handle. He can wave the puck around like Patrick Kane, do whatever he wants until you have to make a save. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you still can't count that team out. Penguins are always.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And once we get the leadership back, Crosby just got back. That was his first. I mean, we got our ass kicked Sunday in Washington. We got our ass kicked Saturday in Ottawa. It's just been a tough 3-game skid for the Penguins. And I think, who do we got tomorrow? We play someone tomorrow, right?
Montreal.
Yeah. I think Montreal's another one. They've been struggling. They turned it around of late.
Big time.
Penguins on the road, they're favored in this game, but yeah, I think Penguins can get things back on track. If not tomorrow night, very soon. I would not count this team out.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, the Pens need a win tomorrow against the 4-12 Islanders, or excuse me, Canadians rather.
The long season.
You want to talk surprising teams? The Anaheim Ducks, 10-4-3, 23 points through 17 games.
Trevor Zegras and Sonny Milano.
Winning their last 8.
Those two.
They're disgusting. I've been making so much money on the Ducks. It is insane. They've been underdogs almost every game they've won. They won last night. I had them last night. I had them score first last night. That hit, dude. Their Ducks are. I've been killing it on the Ducks.
Yeah, I was sitting in the bar last night, and I was already up some money, so I was sitting watching.
You live bet it in overtime?
I was like, what?
Did you live bet it before overtime?
Bro, no, I was sitting there. It was like 9:45. Game started at 10. I was up
Oh,
like $400 already, and I was like, "Fuck it, $200 on the Ducks." I'm sitting there like I wasn't even watching it. I was like, and I look at my phone like an hour and a half later. They were like going into overtime or
dude,
something,
it
and
was
then I
one
saw
nothing. It
Trevor
was
Zeke.
1-0 from the first period till halfway through the third. Because then I had Ducks to score first, and then after that hit, I had Ducks and Canes to score first, and then what did I do? After that, it was 1-0 Ducks. I go, all right, Caps aren't going down 2-0. I bet Caps to score second. And then once they tied it, I was like, all right, I'm just taking Ducks to win this thing. And Ducks hit it in overtime. I was like, holy shit, I just went 3-0 in that game. That was sick.
Yeah, dude, Ducks look so good. I mean, Trevor Zeke is just unreal.
Dude,
Can't believe we used to play
their
that kid.
offense, Getzlaff 1,000 point last night. Like, dude, he's really found a second like resurgence in his career. Like, he kind of fell off
I
for
mean,
a little
that
bit, and that's just because the Ducks were kind of ass. But I mean, with a good team and a lot of young players around him, they're showing that it can kind of get that youthful side of Ryan Getzlaff out of him.
yeah, they're that team's showing a lot of fight. They have a nice bright side or a bright future.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a lot of hockey left. Good amount of football left. I'm excited to see what happens here with the rest of those seasons. NBA continuing to ramp up. College football also some season left.
1 week before playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. We are coming towards the end here. Excited for college football playoffs. That's going to be an interesting time.
We will have picks on the card for the college football playoff, so we are excited for the college football playoff.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely bowl games.
Yeah, bowl games,
Well,
all that kind of
right
stuff.
there.
We are going to release picks, kind of a team card maybe for college. I don't know if we're going to do probably something separate, obviously, than what we do for NFL, because I kind of like to keep track of the stuff I do. But yeah, we'll definitely get into some college picks as we get into the bowl games and definitely the college football playoff. That's some of my favorite football to watch.
Yeah, we may not have a podcast segment about it, but there will be picks about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Week 11 here wrapping up. Anything else to say here, gentlemen?
Let's
Nothing
ride.
much.
Let's win some bets. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it. Stay tuned to the Instagram. Follow the Instagram. Let's do it. Week 11. Here we go.
Share with your friends. Week 11 is now finished. We're looking forward to a solid week here from myself, Tyler, and Mackie. Can't wait to see what happens this week. And that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Hit the Books Podcast. Be sure to check us out on our various social media platforms. Instagram at hitthebooks.pod, Twitter at hitthebooks_pod, website at hitthebookspod.com for all the latest on Hit the Books. And be sure to always study hard.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.